Scott Joplin, James Scott, and Joseph Lamb would be considered the biggest of the three of the ragtime composers. Their pieces kind of paved the way for what ragtime would become, are definitely the composers that still outstand now. There was a whole second tier of composers who, back in the day, were probably just as, if not more popular than the big three. One of these composers was Kansas City composer and publisher Charles L. Johnson, whose biggest hit in 1906 was the Dill Pickles Rag. For a long time, as a matter of fact, this piece was one of just a handful of pieces that remained in print from its initial publication until just a few years ago, but I'm not going to play Dill Pickles. Every single year at the West Coast Ragtime Festival, which is coming up here the weekend before Thanksgiving, we do a big concert where a bunch of performers come up and play, and we have a specific year that we like to play. In 2019, we ended with 1919. In 2020, we rolled back to 1900 to stay with the ragtime era. This year, we're focusing on 1904, so the piece that I chose to play by Charles L. Johnson was an Indian intermezzo he wrote called Iola. Now, back in the era, this was very popular and came out in just a few different covers. And yes, I have them all. This piece, whether you know it as Iola or not, I guarantee every single person in this room is going to know. In 1940, songwriter Saxy Dowell took one of the sections of this piece, note for note, and published it as a song that immediately swept the nation. You can still hear it sung and played today. I'm not going to tell you what the song is. I'm not going to tell you which section was stolen. I'm going to let you kind of guess. But I think Saxy Dowell did this thinking that Charles L. Johnson was no longer alive. I mean, he was writing ragtime. This was 1940, middle of World War II. This guy's probably not around. Unbeknownst to Saxy Dowell, Charles L. Johnson was going to live for another 25 years. When he heard the song that was stolen from Iola, he immediately dragged Saxy Dowell into court and got $450,000 worth of royalties out of him. So here is Iola. See if you can tell what song was stolen, though. Let's see if I remember how this thing goes.